So the last episode, we started up our little town here, and to be honest, I think we can do some good things here. I The primary thing that I want to go ahead and focus on is trying to get some good infrastructure going. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is going into our actual zone options here. I want to try and get some industrial built up. In the last episode, I mentioned that industrial will really only build up if there is a large amount of density nearby. Unfortunately, we haven't had the chance to experience any large density yet. So this might end up becoming one of our least used zones here. Now, we do have two other types of zones that are yet to be given to us, but that will become in due time. And I think I will utilize those as best as I can when those become available. But I want to quickly go ahead and just say something here. New cities, I will admit, in the last episode, we were playing on just the base branch with none of the specialty updates, nothing special, okay? What we're playing on right now is we are playing on the test branch. And I'm actually going to be showing this on screen so that way you guys can see how it is you go and get onto the test branch. It is as simple as right-clicking on the game, selecting properties, then going to the betas tab, clicking the drop-down menu, and selecting testing. And once when you click OK, the game will automatically update to the latest version on the testing branch. And then you're good to go. That's one thing that I like about both this game and one other game that I have already played on my channel. In fact, a lot of you may know what it is if you've been around the channel for longer than a month. At the beginning of the last month, I started a Let's Play on Software Inc. And that series I was running on the testing branch as well. So if you guys want to go ahead and utilize this, and if you have the game, by all means, go right ahead. But what we are doing here today is we're not playing around. No, we are not. What we are playing around with is getting some buildings made. What I really want to focus on, though, like you can see that this is kind of like the perspective that we get as the player. Like it's a all top-down perspective, and when we go to this perspective right here, it just looks like it's falling down. I kind of don't like this, and I think that there's a feature in the options menu. Actually, there is not a feature in the options menu about that. Okay, I may have to ask the developer to implement something about that. So, what I don't like about this is this filter right here. Having the snow. Now, I don't think that was this have popped up in the last episode, but I do think I want to make this a fair point. Some games are okay to have this type of effect for. Other games, not so much. In my opinion, and granted, since this is my opinion, you do not have to share this, you do not have to endorse this, and you do not have to agree to this. In my opinion, games such as in City Skylines, New Cities, and SimCity all should not include this functionality right here. If you are seeing what I'm talking about, then you'll know. But for those who are not, what this is that it's the filter to go ahead and add a weather effect on your screen. Now, this filter is what I'm going to refer to it as, is seen as a gameplay functionality, which I'm like, okay, maybe. But to be honest, I would rather have something a little bit more than that. don't want to have like a weather filter where it's like, oh, it's snowing during this time of year. Let's go and have you see snow constantly when it's autumn. That does not make sense. So that is something that I would say I would want the developer to change right away. I know that it's something that was added in for the testing branch, I believe. But regardless, I think that the developer should change that functionality to allow it to be enabled and disabled. Just a minor quirk right there. Aside from that, no. Let's just get straight into the game. The game itself, we don't really have a demand for right now. We only have a demand for agricultural at the moment, which I think we can go ahead and suffice. So adding agricultural demand is relatively simple. We're pretty much using the same pattern that we did here. Easy. And let's just go ahead and go there. And let's just go ahead and come like all around here. And I think that perfect. And just bring you straight down to connect over to there, and we are all good. That's gonna all turn into pretty much agricultural. So let's just go ahead and utilize like one of our brushes here. Okay. Then I also want to go ahead and dezone that right there. There we go. Now there's a little bit of agricultural that I left out, not by accident, but kind of like by mistake. And we will go ahead and get you on regardless. And it looks like it's all fixed up. So we're gonna let this run a bit, run on 3 times speed for a moment. Let that all build up, because our demand will go ahead and bounce back and forth ever so often, and so will our residential demand. Because we already have some housing already zoned up, we're going to go ahead and not have to worry about that residential demand, because it's just going to get filled up automatically. And we're currently sitting at about 1,500 population, and that's going to skyrocket up to about 2,000 here pretty shortly. Now, something that I haven't really explained yet is the events window that pops up right here. Right here, you'll have certain events pop up on the, which is the right side of your actual UI, right below this bar right here that's highlighted. And this will go ahead and tell you like certain things that are unlocked, like certain events that happen around your town, or so on and so forth. One event that I know for a fact I want to get pretty soon is getting to schools. And the schools are generally given at about 5,000 population, if I recall correctly. So that's not too bad. And you guys are kind of looking at the bottom UI right here and thinking, oh, there's something missing in this spot where number 4 is supposed to be. Because if I go to number 4, or at least if I try to click on it, number 4 doesn't have anything popping up at the moment. Why is that? Well, that is because that is an unlocked functionality. That is for infrastructure and buildings that you will be building around your actual city. So that is something to bear in mind. So we are just past over 2,000 population. We still have a decent amount of zoning left over from when we did that in the last episode. And I don't think we're going to need to worry about that too much, because we do have plenty of zoning to go ahead and go all throughout. And I really wish you didn't build there. Let's go ahead and change that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And I want you to go right there. Ooh. I actually don't want you right there. I don't want planar mode. I want 3. And let's go all the way. And this is all going to get zoned as agricultural as well. Okay. And let's just go ahead and get this built up real quick. Now we are running a little bit low on funds, so we do have to bear that in mind as we are building. So let's just go ahead and get this sorted out. And I kind of do like the ambient effects that this game has, but I do wish that there was a bit more to it. Now, granted, this game is still in development, so I kind of should expect this. So I'm not going to try and criticize the game too hard. Or at least I'll try. Try to not criticize the game. Did I just repeat the same pattern twice? Yeah, I did. Oh well. I think that's perfectly fine. Lots more people are going to have to come all the way out here. We're at 2,300 population right now. Looks like our zoned residential is a bit low at the moment. So let's just go ahead and do something about that. I'm going to delete these roads right here. Delete that one as well. This one over here, I think I can keep those. Yeah, I can keep those. So let's go ahead and get some more roads going along here. So we're going to do pretty much the same design that we did before. Which I think that if I go ahead and change our camera angle, we can see it a bit better. And thank you for also changing season games. Because it apparently turned spring. Yay. Go ahead and delete that. And let's just go ahead and bring you like so. And we are going to go ahead and do something like this. Now, if anybody's wondering how I'm able to switch menus so fast, the way that the game UI is set up is that all these like little features that we can do, like 1 is the query to see what's going on, 2 is the actual roads, 3 is the actual zones, 4 is the infrastructure, which we haven't unlocked yet, and 5 is the destroy button, okay? Where we can pretty much destroy anything. So that's how I'm able to go and switch so quickly. And that's also how I'm going to be able to do this so quickly. Because the way the developer implemented this feature, I do gotta say, I like. Okay. And I will say, I think I'm going to utilize these brushes more than the actual other things. More than the actual like road guides. That looks perfectly fine to me. We'll just let that grow for a little bit. It's going to get to about 3,000. I don't think we get a message at 3,000, so we'll see where we go from there. Aside from that, this is going to be a pretty slow episode. I can already tell. Also, we just unlocked something. We unlocked small parks. Okay. So we can go and place these small parks down to go ahead and increase, I guess, the land value? It increases nature and the actual land value. So, okay, that's not bad. And it also reduces pollution in the area and enhances the value in the area. Okay. So I think it would be best to put one over here. Put one at like a cross street. That gets rid of the pollution in that area. I should also get one over here, but yeah, and then also go and get one. Get one like right there, sorta. Yeah. There's a bit coming up right over here, so I think I will go and place that right there. Oh, can't place it because I don't got the money. Apparently, we are about 450K in debt. So what we can do with that is we can go into our budget screen and we can talk about our property tax that we are charging to people. Our property tax right now is currently 1%. On average, the property tax in the United States is about 3%. because here in Nebraska, the property tax is about, if I recall correctly, 1.69%. So we're a little bit less than what the average is. We're way less than what the average is actually for the national average for the U.S. I don't know if it's the same number for um, out in like the UK, Australia, or anywhere else. But if it is, then kudos to me, I guess. If it's the same number as the U.S. If not, though, let's just go ahead and get this set up. I think 2.5% is going to be a good income balance for us. That's projected to get us a 1.6 income. And our total earnings per year is going to be about 1.4 million. Okay, that's not bad. Because our mandatory expenses is 224,000. Okay, that's not bad. And that's just the actual parks. That's not counting like any of the buildings that are yet to come. So that'll be interesting. So total earnings 1.4 million. Assets that we currently have is at 2 million, which technically we could pay that off pretty soon. Because right now we have 2 million in the bank. And I don't think we will have enough to pay that off. Yeah, we're overdrawn if we try to go to 0.5%. Cash flow is not that bad. We're actually going up, so that's good. Balance, oh yeah, that's perfectly fine, because the balance, this is how much we actually owe. So I can go ahead and pin this as well. And I can go into M. And this is actually the window I was talking about. So this will go and show us the balance that we have in terms of how much money we have in excess of our loan. So when we have enough to go and pay it back, we can go and do so. Out of cash, we are almost out of money. Try building to build roads. Click on the budget tracker in the top left. Yeah, we already knew about that. Grand opening. Did you hear about the new supermarket going on? And that's talking about this building right here. Okay. Anyway, we will also build a park nearby. Put one right there as well. And we'll leave that alone. We'll leave the parks alone for the most part. So we have about 3,700 people living in our community right now, and we have decent amount of population demand and industrial demand, and we will, well, not industrial, but agricultural demand. So I think we're going to start expanding in this direction, and let's go ahead and get that started. So we want to go ahead and come to right there, and come straight down. And let's go and get these main roads set up. And there we go. Now, I do think that this road right here actually needs to get disconnected. So we'll leave that as like that, okay? Also, that will actually get rebuilt, so we'll leave that alone for the moment. Now you can see why I kind of like this pattern, because it's different. You don't need to be different in order to make something unique. But it helps, is what I'll say. I just like creating unique things to the point where I will go and try and replicate that as much as I possibly can. Also, messed up. That right there is supposed to go there. Okay. So let's go and get all of this zoned out. And then let's just go and fill in the gaps. Because my big brush did a majority of it. Not all, though. I can't rely on the actual brush to do everything. Such as in fill in all these little extra houses, which I'm like, I'm fine with doing. Gives me actually something else to do. And I think... There we go. That's a completely new area taken care of. Now, we also need to focus on the industrial or agricultural. I really, really, really do want to go and expand that way. But I'm like, no. So, I think what we're going to do, we're going to start turning this road. We're just going to do something relatively simple. We're just going to have it do something like that. Easy. And then you guys just go right there. And you are going to go in an angle. Get rid of that. And does that actually look like a good angle of sorts? Kinda. Huh, okay. That's kind of weird of an angle that it has for that. Okay, well, I'll leave that be for the most part. I know I'm just wasting city money by doing that, but I really don't like that option that it has for that. Anyway, this entire area right here, I'm thinking I want to go and do agricultural. I'm thinking that's going to be the case. That or make this area residential. I don't really know. I strongly really don't really know. Also, we do need a little bit of commercial. Okay, and let's go ahead and get... Let's get you go into there. You go there. Okay. I want to try and make this as seamless as possible. Also, that's a weird junction to have right there. Okay. I think I'll just get rid of that. Oh. Okay. He was just saving right there. And then let's just go ahead and get you connected up to there. I think that should be good. Yeah, that should actually be really good. So let's go ahead and do some more major developments. So I don't really want to try and keep this the same grid pattern all the time. So I'm going to try and shake it up a bit, is what I'll say. It's not really a shake up because we're pretty much doing the exact same thing, just in different amounts. But I really want to try and keep this series a little bit unique in its own perspective. And this is not really unique, to be honest. I'm also going to go and get this zoned up. Okay, let's also go right there and go right there. Okay. Now, agricultural is going to be a slightly different story. Because we actually have to have a little bit more oomph of the matter, is what I'll refer to it as. We're going to actually have a bit of a different layout. Also, I do apologize for if the content right now is not very entertaining, but that's just how it is, to be honest. But even then, just the sound of it actually doing that is pretty neat. That'll go and fill on up with some industrial area, and hopefully that's going to do us some good. Aside from that note, I'm going to have to leave you guys here because this episode has gone on longer than I care to actually have it go on for. And plus I'm getting a little bit tired. So I need to go and get this video edited and published to you guys, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully to see you guys then. If you want to see more episodes like this, then please do go and consider giving a like rating. If you're feeling more complicated than a thumbs up or a thumbs down, then leave it over in the comment section. Anyway, I will catch you in the next episode. Ciao for now.